Hey y'all, so today I wanted to make a video and share with y'all how I got Riley from co-sleeping, super attachment, and breastfeeding on demand to now she is in her own room, her toddler bed, and we finally got her weaned. I know that when you're in the thick of it and you've got a baby in your bed and they're nursing all the time, it's really hard. And I remember when Riley was 12 months, I was just desperate to wean her. So I read all the articles, I watched all the videos, trying to figure out how to wean a 1-year-old, and it was really overwhelming and nothing worked. So I hope this video gives you some ideas that you could try with your toddler. A little backstory is from the very beginning, Riley never took a pacifier or bottle. She was very strong-willed and stubborn from day one. She loved to nurse. She was what we say a booby monster. And the 4-month regression hit, and for 2 months I went back and forth. I know it would have been easier to just co-sleep, but it's so funny how before you have kids, you think you know how to be the best parent, and you say so many times, I would never do this, my child would never do that, and then you have a kid, and you do all the things that you say you wouldn't do. That was me. So at 6 months, I had to suck up my pride, and we started co-sleeping because she was nursing so much throughout the night that was the only way I was able to get any type of sleep. I have to say, I loved co-sleeping. I was so wrong about it before. I was very against it before I had Riley, but it is so special to my heart. I loved co-sleeping. But at 12 months, it started to become an issue, and at 15 months, Riley was nursing so much throughout the night that I wasn't able to get any sleep because I was her pacifier. So my first tip is getting them out of the bed, transitioning from co-sleeping to their own room. Riley wouldn't sleep in the crib. I tried multiple times. We took down her crib and we made it a big ordeal. She helped us transition her room. We brought in a twin-size mattress and laid it on the floor. So she helped pick out sheets, her bedding. We would read books in her bed. We would play in her bed. We would eat snacks in her bed for the first few days. And she really enjoyed hanging out in her bed. So then for nap time, I was still nursing at this point at 15 months. I would lay down with her in her bed and nurse her to sleep. And once I could tell she was in a deep sleep, I would roll out and hope for the best. So sometimes she would last 20 minutes, sometimes she wouldn't last at all, and sometimes she would sleep for an hour and a half. And during the first few days, I had a video monitor. And the first few times, I would stay really close to her room. So I would come hang out in my room while she slept, so that as soon as I heard any little sound, I'd be right there. So she always knew, Mommy's right there. When I wake up, Mommy's right there. And I think that was really helpful. So she started to build some trust in her bed. And at night, same thing. I would nurse her to sleep, roll out, and leave. So we did that for a few weeks. She now loves her bed. And actually, one time Michael went out of town and I tried to get her to sleep with me in my bed and she would not settle down. And the moment I took her to her room and put her in her bed, she went to sleep. So she really loves her bed. And I think it's because she has the independence and the control. In a crib, she had no control. She was stuck. And she's my stubborn girl, so she likes having that sense of control, and it just works for us. But once Riley started to get comfortable in her bed, we knocked out the nighttime feeding. So I would nurse her to sleep, and then anytime after that she would wake up, Mike would be the one to go in her room and soothe her back to sleep. So he will bounce her, pat her, rock her, whatever he had to do to get her to go back to sleep. And we found that as long as she didn't see me, she would go back to sleep. But the moment that sometimes she would come from her room into our room and she would see me in bed, and then game's over, she would have to nurse. I would nurse her to sleep, and then he would have her during the night, and then I'd nurse her in the morning. And that worked really great for a few weeks. And then the 18-month regression hit, and it hit hard. Riley wanted to nurse all day. I couldn't have a conversation with anybody. We'd go walk around Target. She'd be pulling at my shirt. She wanted to nurse all the time. One day, she was nursing a lot in the morning, and I was just done. I was fed up. And so I put Band-Aids over myself, and I showed her and I told her that Mommy has boo-boo. Ouch, this hurts. Mommy has a boo-boo. And she was very taken back by that. She was very concerned and very confused. For the rest of the day, she didn't ask to nurse. And then during that night, she went to sleep without nursing. We were able to just like bounce her and rock her, and she fell asleep. The second day came along, and I thought surely she's gonna catch on, and she didn't. She knew that I had a boo-boo, and she was okay with that. So I was like, there's no way this is going to work. So at this point, I was starting to get really uncomfortable. I told her during the day I had boo-boos and there was no nursing, no nunum. And then in the middle of the night, I would nurse her because I felt like she was not fully aware. She didn't realize what was going on, but just to help myself get a little bit of relief. So I would nurse her at night, like in the middle of the night. For about a week, we did that, just nursing in the middle of the night where she wasn't aware. And then I did the cabbage in the bra and peppermint. I rubbed peppermint on me and I was drinking it in my water. I was trying to get my supply down. And then so for about a week of that, just nursing at night, I decided it's time, and we cut out the nighttime feeding. I think because she wasn't getting it during the day, her appetite went up. And y'all, I'm telling you, she never took a bottle for the past 18 months. She never took a bottle in her life. And then all of a sudden, she's like, I offered her a bottle with milk and she drank it. And honestly, I never thought this day would come. She has responded to it so well. I don't know if it's because of Riley's personality. She's very nurturing. So if she saw that I was hurt and so she didn't want to interfere with that, I don't know if every child would do that, but it's worth a shot because I honestly didn't think it was going to work. So that is where we are. She's officially a whole week without nursing, and she still asks for it, and she'll pull my shirt and say boo boo, boo boo, and I'll say, yeah, mommy has a boo boo, and she just kind of moves on. But I continually offer her food and her bottles. It has taken a lot of prayer. I think it was a really smooth transition for all of us emotionally. Of course, I'm gonna miss this season of life because it was so sweet, and I will cherish these memories forever. But I'm excited to see Riley gain a little bit of independence and be her own little girl. So I hope this was helpful. Whether you're trying to get your child to stop co-sleeping or nursing, please let me know if any of this helps, and if you can get your child to respond well to any of this. I would love to know that this was helpful. So thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys later.